To episode number 8 of the 15 Red podcast with me, Scott McCarter, here in County Tyrone in Northern Ireland. Of course, I would normally be joined by my colleagues Graham and Mike, but they, understandably, after the exertions of last evening Welsh Open, have decided to take the evening off. So I had prepared some things to bring you tonight, so I'm just going to do a little 30-minute preview of the tournament that begins tonight, the Players' Championship. Graham and Mike with all things on the snooker circuit, but nonetheless, on we go with tonight's preview. The Players' Championship returns, of course, to Milton Keynes, to the Marsh Arena, where all tournaments have been staged during the course of the coronavirus pandemic. And of course, we hope that the World Championship will come to the Crucible in due course and that fans will be able to return to that World Championship. But for the time being, we look ahead to the Players' Championship. The Players' Championship in its present form dates from 2017, and actually it has only been won by either Judd Trump or Ronnie O'Sullivan. The players that compete in it are the top 16 on the one-year list. Now I must stress that the one-year rankings list is different from the official 2-year ranking list. The official 2-year ranking list obviously counts the players' prize money over a period of 2 years, a period of 2 seasons. Whereas the 1-year ranking list obviously only counts the money from this season. So in many ways is a more accurate guide to the form of particular players. For example, Jordan Brown has got himself into the top 16 on the 1-year list by virtue of his success at the Welsh Open last night. Well done, Jordan, once again. But on the 2-year list, he's only 45 in the world. So that shows you the difference between the two. But the top 16 on the 1-year list are at Milton Keynes for the Players' Championship, and tonight in the first 2 matches we kick off with Stuart Bigham and the runaway world number 1, top of both the official 2-year world ranking list and the 1-year list for this season, Judd Trump, who, as I say, is top of both lists. The head-to-head between these two men is very interesting. Judd Trump leads 9-6 in all important matches, but Stuart Bigham won their most significant match in 2015 when he won the world title. He beat Judd Trump in the semi-final by 17 frames to 16. So that is an interesting statistic. But of course their most recent meeting was at another event in the Kazoo series, as we call it, the 3-tournament series sponsored by the car company Kazoo, the World Grand Prix that was held before Christmas. The Players' Championship and the Tour Championship. And the most recent meeting between these two was held in that World Grand Prix, and Trump won 4-3 from 3-1 down. So in fact, there is a lot of good memories for both playing each other, because they both beat each other a number of times, and they both know each other's games very, very well. They're both very similar players. They've both made well in excess of 400, nearly 500 centuries, but there's nearly 1,000 centuries between them. They played exceptional snooker in the past. That World Championship semi-final was an extraordinary match to behold. It went to the decider, and Stuart won it by 17 frames to 16. So it'll be very interesting to see who comes out on top there. The first match between them was or not the first match between them, that's the first match on air tonight. The match on the non-televised table is equally interesting because Kyron Wilson, the former German Masters winner, will play the recent shootout champion Ryan Day. Now, interestingly, Ryan Day leads that head-to-head 6 matches to 2, albeit, of course, we've got best matches all the way through until the final, and then the final will be contested on Sunday over the best of 19 frames. So we've got Dingeon Wee Ronnie O'Sullivan. That's a match to look out for. I believe that's on tomorrow afternoon. Mark Selby and Mark Williams, the battle of the 3-time world champions. That's another interesting one to look out for. And then, of course, you've got the battle between the recently crowned Welsh Open champion Jordan Brown from Northern Ireland. Tremendous result last night. And he's got the Scottish legend that is the Wizard of Wisha himself, Mr. John Higgins. So that'll be very interesting to see if Jordan can carry on his good form from his win at Celtic Manor, his extraordinary win at Celtic Manor with 5 final frame deciders in the 7 matches that he played. He was tremendous in that particular tournament. It'll be interesting, as I say, to see whether he can carry on that form when he returns to Milton Keynes tomorrow afternoon. So it'll be very, very interesting viewing the Players' Championship. I hope you enjoy it in terms of TV coverage in the United Kingdom and Ireland. It's available on ITV4 with the great Jill Douglas and Alan McManus, Neil Foulds and Stephen Hendry, with Dave Henton and Phil Yates in the commentary box. No Clive Everton, he's still shielding, obviously. We've got an extraordinary lineup. We've got some very interesting matches. It's going to be a very interesting couple of weeks, or a very interesting week, and I hope that we all enjoy it. Just a couple of other things to flag you up on. I say this will be a very brief episode. I want to go half an hour, but I'm not even get 10 minutes at this rate. But just another couple of interesting things to flag you up on. Of course, the great man is due to return. That is, Stephen Hendry will return in the Gibraltar Open that begins on the 1st of March. Listen, to be perfectly honest, I'm not terribly enamoured with that idea. The idea of a Stephen Hendry comeback after a 9-year absence does not sit well with me, and I know I speak for my 2 co-stars of the podcast, as it were, when I say that it doesn't sit well with them either. So, but it will be interesting nonetheless to see how the 7-time world champion performs in his return tournament, finally, after promising to return for such a long time. In terms of other things that could be flagged up, of course, we will be keeping you up to date with the prediction league Uh, at the moment, I think we're using trivia questions to sustain it, but when we reconvene in a couple of days' time, we will work out precisely how we're going to, as I say, structure the podcast going forward. But that's just a very, very brief little cameo for this evening, and I trust that you will enjoy it, and I trust that we will all enjoy a very, very interesting week of snooker, and I hope that you'll be able to watch it wherever you are in the world. I know we had some interest from Brazil on the live stream of the final session of the final that we did last evening, but I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that we will try and get the podcast content out to you as regularly as possible. Do keep an eye on the group for various posts that we'll put up, head-to-head stats, videos, interviews, that sort of thing, as we go throughout the week. And we will be back with a live episode with the three of us, hopefully, very, very, very soon. So, with that, I will leave you and hope that you will tune in to ITV4 if you get it at 6:45, and if not, hopefully you can find it on a streaming site in another part of the world. It'll be on Matchroom Live, I believe, if you don't live in the United Kingdom. So, or it's on Eurosport, by the way. If you're in continental Europe, it is on Eurosport. So that'll be good to watch, and I trust that you will watch it with great intrigue, as we all will. And as I say, keep an eye on the group for posts and things throughout the week, and we'll be back as soon as possible. Thank you very much indeed.